Hello and welcome back to another episode of A Method to the Madness, our Breaking Bad edition. I am your host, Mitchie, and joining me as usual is Patrick.
Hello.
And we are covering Season 3, Episode 2, titled Caballo sin Nombre. That's
Nice.
my no attempt at trying to put on an accent, because I literally do not know a single word in Spanish, so I'm sorry. I don't even know what that means, so I hope you did your research, Pat.
Nope.
Okay, cool. This episode is so good and I like the ending of it where Walt just ends up so close to death and yet he has no name. No name. He has no fucking idea. What the fuck?
Were you thinking about the song?
I was thinking about the song. I was also going to say,
A Horse with No Name.
A Horse with No Name. I really like that song, so it's a good song choice for this episode. Fuck's sake.
It is.
Anyway, can you please read the plot?
Alrighty. While driving on a highway, Walt is pulled over by a police officer for his windshield, which was cracked by debris in the Wayfarer crash. When the officer alludes to having the car taken, Walt angrily snaps at him, leading him to be pepper sprayed and arrested. Hank picks him up from the station and Walt tells him about the situation with Skyler. Walt also tells Saul, who believes Skyler won't tell the police to avoid consequences against her. He suggests Walt find another woman and continue with his trade, but Walt refuses, leading Saul to call Mike Ehrmantraut, who begins staking out the Whites' house. Jesse stops by his old house and discovers that his parents have had it renovated and have it up for sale. Offended that his father won't let him see the property, Jesse approaches Saul with a plan to buy the house from his parents. Saul offers Jesse's parents $400,000 cash for their $875,000 house. They are outraged by the offer until Saul threatens to reveal that the house contained a meth lab at one time. Frightened that this will entangle the house in legal action and make it sell for far less, Jesse's parents agree. After the house is complete, Jesse confidently walks into the house as an owner in front of his parents.
How good's the opening scene?
What's the opening scene? Oh, with the police officer. Yeah.
What I don't get is that why didn't he get his windshields fixed? And it's obviously been a while, and it's not like he doesn't have money. Why didn't you just go and get it fixed?
I don't know, it's just not on his mind. He has a lot of other shit going on.
Do you reckon in some way maybe he's just clinging on to the guilt?
Maybe.
Somehow? Like, by keeping it there, he's, like, reminding himself of what he did.
Yeah, possibly.
You know, even subconsciously, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah. Getting pepper sprayed seems like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
it seems
don't
pretty
know
bad.
What that's like. Yeah.
How your eyes get all puffy and shit.
Yeah, it looks fucking bad.
What you were saying before about, like, Horse with No Name, how that's, like, a perfect song for this show. It's such a versatile song for, like, deep shows, I've noticed. Like, BoJack Horseman uses it as well. Much more aptly because he's a horse.
He has a name, but...
No, the meaning is that he's lost in his mind, Mitchie.
No, he's got a name though. It doesn't make sense.
The lyrics of the song reflects his inner struggle for, I don't know, tranquility or some shit. You should watch BoJack Horseman, man. It's good.
Yeah, I do actually want to watch that.
Yeah.
Going back to Walt though, I'm very surprised he didn't get shot. Yeah, being America and all. It's just an unrealistic portrayal of the American police system.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, maybe it's pretty accurate given something that I'm not going to detail, but yeah.
I was like, man, I wonder how this is aged.
Yeah. Well, Walter White's safe. He's an old white man, so.
Yeah, exactly. And he was being super aggressive too.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, that could go wrong for some other people.
Yeah, exactly. It's privilege for you.
I really like how Jesse looks very fresh.
Yeah.
You know, he looked proper like a drug addict before, but now he just looks clean. Like, he looks like he's really improved himself.
Yeah.
You know, like seeing him drive the car, it looks like he's well shaved and he does actually look a lot healthier somehow.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, I love the whole scene with Saul Goodman blackmailing the Pinkman parents. And that fucking lawyer, what's his fucking problem? Their lawyer, the other guy. From the very beginning, he's just giving Saul shit, and it's just like, Saul didn't even say anything, and just straight away he's being a cunt. It's like, bruh, like, get that fucking stick out of your ass.
Because he thinks he's better than Saul, because Saul's this kooky criminal lawyer.
Yeah, but Saul's got more money than him, so...
Yeah, I mean, Saul, he's a better lawyer than him too, probably.
Yeah.
But
no, that was good. It was such a big plot twist when Jesse walks in there. It's just, I don't know, it was good.
Was there a scene when he goes to his father before that scene? And then...
Yeah.
I like how his dad's, like, kind of keeping him at arm's length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very kind of hostile towards him, isn't he?
Yeah.
Understandably so.
Yeah, and then I don't know, it's all the more sweeter when Jesse shows up and like just he's like, yeah, I'm the owner.
Yeah. Yeah, in a way. Even though his parents have full justification for what's going on, you still root for Jesse. It's funny, isn't it? Like in a real life scenario, you'd be like, well, Jesse's a bad guy here. He's the one that made a meth lab in his parents' house. Like,
but I don't know. Why does he want that house anyway? Didn't he not want it earlier on because he was like, it's haunted?
Yeah, I mean, surely he could get a better house.
Yeah, I know.
Like an apartment or something. Yeah, like he doesn't need that big old house. Like, yeah.
Cost him all his money too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I also like how Jesse, I think, Walt gets a lecture, right? Sorry, Saul goes to Walt's apartment. He's trying to kind of like give him advice on what to do, and it's fucking terrible advice. And Walt's sitting on the sofa, and he says, I can't be the bad guy in this situation. And the episode before, Jesse was sitting in the exact same place, and he says, I am the bad guy. And it's interesting how there's like a contrast between the two characters where Walt's like, I can't be the bad guy because he'll never admit he's a bad guy. But then Jesse is fully acknowledging who he is and has self-acceptance, so to speak, from his rehab.
Interesting. He could learn a thing or two from Jesse.
Yeah, exactly. He's a wise man now after rehab.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Planting flowers and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Walter Jr. experiences severe difficulty understanding why his mother refuses to let Walt back in. Skyler, meanwhile, goes back to working for Ted. She refuses to keep signing his altered books, and drawing a parallel between Ted's and Walt's criminal acts, asks what his daughters would think of him if they found out of his wrongdoing. Ted believes he would say that he had been weak, but that his actions were for the good of his family. She later receives a call from Walt telling her that Walter Jr. has gone to visit him. Walt does not tell his son the truth either and takes him home, where he tries to appease Skyler with pizza, to no avail. He later throws the pizza onto the roof in a fit of rage, and Skyler sends him a message threatening to ask for a restraining order. Furious, Walt proceeds to break into the house in order to forcibly move back in, unaware that Mike is installing surveillance equipment in the house. Unbeknownst to Walt, the cousins, Lionel and Marco Salamanca, approach their uncle Hector Salamanca, who is now living in a retirement home following Tuco's death. He gives them Walt's name, and they eventually find his house. The cousins prepare to kill Walt with an axe, but before they can approach him in the shower, an onlooking Mike as Gus Fring texts them about a faked drug deal, prompting them to leave.
Pizza. This is iconic, this scene.
This is so good. Yeah. And they did it in one take too.
Wait, okay, it was one take.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
This is really funny. When he throws it on the roof, you can see, like, this is like Bryan Cranston's breaking character a bit, and he checks to make sure it actually landed there.
Yeah.
He does like a double take, yeah.
It's when you see the way the pizza comes out of it, it almost seems like it's special effects.
Yeah, it does, eh? It's
like,
so good.
He throws a box up, and the box doesn't go any further up, but then the pizza just still contains momentum and just keeps traveling upwards, and then just lands on the roof.
Yeah,
like, it's fucking perfect.
It is perfect. As someone who has like held a pizza box the wrong way once, and then my entire pizza fell out and fell like face down into the concrete, I can attest to how easily pizzas fly out of a pizza box.
Okay, I've never had that happen to me, but that sounds like a shit fucking time.
Dude, it was the saddest day of my life.
Was it like a $5 Domino's pizza or like a $20 Pizza Capers pizza?
Yeah, it was like a $16 like avocado veg pizza, man.
Avocado veg?
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing it fell on the ground, eh?
Oh, come on, man. They go alright.
So apparently, now I only just learnt this on the Wikipedia page, but so this home that they live in, the White's home, right? The residence is like a real person's home, like a real family home. And apparently, to fulfill the meme, a bunch of people kept going to this house in whatever suburb it's in and kept throwing a pizza on the roof. And then it really pissed off the family people that Vince Gilligan actually had to like make a public plea saying, can you stop doing this, please?
Okay, how bored are these people, man?
Like, why? Why would you want to throw pizza on this roof? Like, you've seen Bryan Cranston do it. You're never going to do it better than that.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. Don't throw pizzas on roof, people.
Yeah, exactly.
I find it really fucking funny how Walt thinks he's gonna get laid. He like puts on cologne and shit. He's like all perky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a man's life, you know. the what would you call it? The plight of man.
It's like Sisyphus, man.
It's like what?
Sisyphus, the guy who's like rolling a boulder up a hill for eternity. That's Walt. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean? That's all of us.
Yeah.
Rip. Anyway. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was going to say, so what I don't get is, and I get later on that these twins find out that Walt wasn't the killer. He didn't actually kill Tuco. It was Hank, which is why they go after him, right? Later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But how fucking hard is it to find out who really killed Tuco? Like, a DEA agent killed him. Presumably, it'd be on the news and shit. Like, surely it's not that hard to realize that Walt didn't kill Tuco Salamanca. Like, it seems stupid to me that they're coming up here thinking it's him, but surely they should know it's Hank.
Maybe they want the opinion of, like, their family member, because it's more, rather than the news or something.
Right, okay, yeah.
I really like this convo between, like, Hank and Marie after the dinner.
Yep.
And they're speculating as to, like, what happens between Walt and Skyler.
Yeah. And
then like, it's a super real thing of, like, talking real shit.
Yeah.
But, like, when you're behind someone's, not necessarily behind their back, but you know what I mean? Like, when, like, after you see someone and then Hank's like, look, let's face it, like, Walt, he's a underachiever, like, he got cancer, and then he acts up and he's talking about
steps out,
speculating that Walt that Walt cheated.
The story is old as time.
Yeah. And like, it's a very, I don't know, I thought it was like a very sensible kind of speculation by Hank there.
Yeah, because what is Marie thinking, Like, what's her speculation?
Well,
something more.
Yeah. I mean, and then she turns out to be right.
True.
So
yeah, Hank is quite gullible in this case. He does not suspect anything, really. Like, when you think about it, like, as a police officer, like, there's not much effort by him to actually bother investigating anything in his own personal life, which is why he leads to this downfall of him not actually finding who Heisenberg is.
I mean, but, like, as Skyler tells him, it's not really any of his business, and
yeah,
because of that, like, why would he suspect that Walt is a drug dealer? Like, because cheating makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
like,
it does. That's true.
Yeah.
I
think that's all I have.
You sure?
I don't know, what can we say about the twins and Walter in the shower?
He's just humming A Horse with No Name. It's a good song.
Oh yeah,
I can see why he'd be humming that. I like how he picks up the eye though.
Yeah. I think, doesn't he? I forgot to mention last episode. Doesn't he, like, drop it underneath his bed?
Yeah. He dropped it last episode, and then this episode, it's watching him, and when he wakes up, he looks at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. A couple episodes back about the Eye of God. This is when it shows that. Yeah.
So is the eye watching the twins too? It's weird, isn't it? It's always there, perceiving what happens to Walt.
And then I like how, they move it, and then Walt notices that it's moved.
Yeah.
And it's, like, inexplicable to him.
Yeah.
So it's gonna cut this, supernatural element to it for him.
Maybe the eye is like us. Like, we're the god, like you were saying before. Like, we're the gods because we're watching this,
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to draw some shit cool conclusion. I don't know.
I think, metaphysical parallels are in Vince Gilligan's toolkit, I think.
Yeah, maybe the eye is like breaking the fourth wall in a way. It's like a representation of us. The camera.
I mean, there's a lot of emphasis on it, especially last season as well, with the cold opens and such.
Yeah. All right. Join us next time for episode 3.
See you later.
It's a calamity, but we live to fight another day. And after a decent interval of time, well, there are other fish in the sea. You've been out of circulation for a while. You'll be just amazed at what's out there. Thailand, the Czech Republic, I mean, those women are so grateful to even be here.
If you like this series, Mitch is going to tell you where you can find more of these.
Yep, so you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. And we've also got a website, amttm.com, where you can find our fabulous episodes on Breaking Bad.
If you have any questions, queries, insights, or criticism, you can send them to mail@amttm.com.
And as always, thank you for listening.